Have you ever traveled across the world before? I have, and I'll tell you that it's not quite easier than you think. In Japan, I don't think they accept American bills. Pretty sure most of the world does this kind of stuff, but I don't want to offend the world or anything because I don't want to trigger a world war or anything. So enough of the chit chat. I have something deep to tell you. There is a funny episode of Charlie Lola that I had to tell you is weird. Let me discuss it. Hello there. My name is Wildstyle. Call me Lucy if you want to. I live in this weird city entitled Cispocalypse Star, or call it Solar System Apocalypse. It's basically Bricksburg, but it's all themed to space, rainbows, and more. One day I thought that I should go to the new video store that just opened across the street that's not too far away as I thought. So I made my way there. As I walked, I came across a good friend of mine. Her name was Vanessa Doofenshmirtz. She was the daughter of Dr. Doofenshmirtz and also good friends with Candace. I would like not to tell you the details of Candace because I wouldn't want Vanessa to tell her that there's a Lego figure in town. I met another friend. His name was Isaiah Vargas. He had dead memes for no reason. I never knew why, but he wanted to keep it that way. No dead memes in my collab. After this time, went to the video store. I went to the kids section and found videotapes of Barney and Friends, Thomas the Tank Engine, Postman Pat, Bear the Big Blue House, Sesame Street, and others. I was looking for the case until I heard a voice that said, "Give me tendies!" I screamed when I heard that because it was in my ear. I turned around to see what looked like a man in which I named him Mr. Charles, and he was offering me a DVD. The DVD showed Lola from Charlie looking down at her feet. You could see the Space Needle from the city of Seattle falling to the ground as Charlie was doing the floss and Marv doing the T-pose. I found it to be awfully strange, so I bought all the other stuff I bought. The store clerk was named Alfonso Romero. He told me how he lived in the city of Bel Air with his son Will Smith. 30 minutes later, I came home checking the mail. I looked to find that I had to pay the water bill and utility bill. While scrolling through the mail, I heard a voice say, "Hello there. Can you spare some change, please?" I looked behind me to find a girl in a yellow coat looking very homeless. I spent over $100 in her hat and went into the house. I inserted DVD while I went to get some chocolate milk out of my fridge. I forgot that my cat, Thomas O'Malley, didn't know I was home, as I assumed he was sleeping. I sat down getting ready to watch a straight to DVD. Started with the Charlie Lola intro playing. The title of the episode was called The City of New York vs. Lola. The episode started with Lola making a tower of blocks, and Charlie was reading a book about the wonders of China. Charlie looked at the camera and said the usual quote. I have this little sister Lola. She's small and very funny. It wasn't until the mailman arrived and told Charlie that it was mail for Lola. Lola was given the piece of mail and detailed that she and her family were invited to visit the Krispy Kreme donuts at Times Square. Lola went upstairs to tell her parents that she's wanted a trip to New York City. When I looked at Charlie and Lola's parents, they didn't even look like humans. They looked like a gay elf couple. The families packed their bags and got in the car. When they got on the plane, Lola started acting crazy as the plane took off. She slept all the way to the flight deck and triggering a pilot to find the plane and telling her to get the hell out of the cockpit. Charlie and his parents were disappointed by Lola's behavior. They arrived in New York and visited some cool places like Times Square itself. Charlie visited the Toys R Us store while Lola and the rest of the family went to the Krispy Kreme donuts. While Charlie checked out the toy he got, he was met by a familiar person knowing the name of Solazzo. He claimed that he was going to sell some toys to give to the children's hospital. Meanwhile, Lola saw all the donuts they made at Krispy Kreme. She wanted to get the candy apple donut. Lola ordered about 20 of them because the elf couple didn't give a shit. Then Charlie reunited with the family, and they all went to see a play about Mamma Mia. However, the cast and crew sang a really weird parody of Rock Me Amadeus. This episode is having some similarities to The Simpsons, I'll tell you. As the cast kept singing, more people showed up, such as The Great Bootleg, Michael Rosen, Mr. Conductor, Freddy Krueger, Carson Clay, Rafiki, Luna, Lori Loud, Mr. Fox, Lionel Richie, Pig Goose Philly, Robbie the Seal, Jack Box, and Denny DeMito. Then it was nighttime. Charlie was watching some Thomas and Friends on television until he got bored. Meanwhile, when morning approached, Lola woke up to hear some humming coming from the hotel restroom. She walked in to notice a little from the play singing a song while humming. While watching through to having her morning scrub, Charlie heard screaming. It was confirmed that Charlie was being kidnapped. Where was I? Right. When Lola got outside, she saw that a person named John F. Kennedy was taking Charlie away. She dialed up a few people she knew, such as Beavis and Butthead. They got their motorcycles and went to chase the kidnapper. When they got a hold of him, Beavis held a picture of a Clovis woman from The Shining. Then the episode roughly ended with the credits. To be honest, that was the weirdest crossover I've ever watched. After that, I got a knock on the door. I opened to find some machine rebels wondering if John F. Kennedy lives here. I told them that he's in New York. Meanwhile, I decided to go out to a sports bar and get myself a beer. As I visited the sports bar made up of richer bags, we talked about kids shows a bit and we headed out. I have no idea John Kennedy's race car was a real thing, since this was a news report being put on the DVD. If I were to come across another Charlie Lola episode like that again, I have to blame my neighbor's children. And if you're wondering who my neighbor is, he is a house. Now, if you excuse me, I'm gonna go find John Kennedy for all the crap he put Charlie in. Nothing bad ever happens to the Kennedys!